Hello, everybody. It is Saturday Night Live. How are we doing this Saturday night? Tell me about your Saturday, Small Business Saturday on Saturday Night Live. Tell me about your day. Hey, Kitty, how are you tonight? Great to have you here. In first, as usual. You're the reigning queen of in first. Good to have you here. Hopefully you had a great Small Business Saturday. I'm hoping that it was a good day to you. Oh, that's awesome. I love hearing that. Hey, Rick, how are you? Great to have you here. Hope you had a great Small Business Saturday. And that your Small Business Saturday was wonderful. So I am glad to have you all here on Saturday Night Live as we talk Small Business Saturday and what's going on in your world. What are you guys grateful for tonight? What are you grateful for? Tell me about it. Tell me what you are grateful for. I want to know. I want to know what you are grateful for this evening. It's a good Saturday. The weather was more moderate, or the temperature was anyways, so still overcast and cloudy and stuff, but more moderate temps, which is temps in the 50s for this time of year. I'll take that. I will take that. So it is good to be here, folks. And good to be with you on this Saturday. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love when customers not only shop, but tell you that they're glad to see you, that they're glad you're open. You know, we had a ton of people taking advantage of our Andy promotion. So we had a lot of different. You know, our promotion. Is take a second look at local, and where they get a $2 discount, and you know, we had lots of people sharing their receipts of other local businesses where they were shopping at and taking advantage of that, which is nice. And I heard things were smooth today. I was not in store today, but I heard things were smooth today, and we even got we didn't know it until a couple hours later why we were getting a bunch of online orders and things from this, but the Secretary of Housing and Economic Development for the state of Massachusetts, actually the immediate past Secretary of Housing and Urban and Economic Development for the state of Massachusetts, tweeted out that he was doing all his online shopping locally, shopping online locally, and you know, we were his first stop, and so he tweeted that out, and that got retweeted, and I'm not much of a tweeter, but that got us you know, some orders today, and some people in store, and we were certainly appreciative of all the kind words he had to say about us, and you know, shopping local. You know, I'll take an online local purchase just as much if that's you know, if he's sitting at home at his desk and shopping at 10 local stores with that, I will take that from the secretary. So you know, the secretary of any of the secretaries can shop with us. Economic Development, Treasury, any of them that want to. We'll take all their money. As long as their credit card's good, we'll take it. Jennifer's with us. Lisa's with us. Great to have you all with us tonight. It is wonderful to have you here as we celebrate the successes of small business. Just being here on Small Business Saturday, just being here and still standing, you're still standing, is a amazing and wonderful testament to small business, and so proud of you. Hey, Joanne is with us in Chicago, the Chicago group. So, hey, a little slower than you expected. I try not to have any expectations of a day, Rose. And I know that that may sound grim, but that, makes it much easier to be excited about. And, I don't get any too excited about the highs and lows. I mean, we were busier yesterday than we expected. The real surprising thing to me with today was the cash. I mean, not only did people come out shopping, which was great, but they came out with cash. I was like, the deposit has to be wrong that one of the stores sent me, and I went and proofed it myself, and I'm like, that's they had a lot of cash today. I'm okay with that. We take cash. It's all good. Hey, Pat and the Peanut Gallery. Sarah's with us. Sarah, I hope you had a great and magnificent Small Business Saturday. But it's just about standing. It's about waving the small business flag. It's about doing that. And I am glad and grateful that you are all here tonight. Yes, the Christmas Club checks are out for areas of the country that still do that. Where do I get one of them there Christmas Club checks, Kitty? I want to sign myself up for one of those. And that was a great way to do it. So I am thankful for that. I'm thankful that people are taking a second look at local. We can do this. You can do this. You can do this. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I don't know where the end is, but we're going to get there, people. It is coming. I don't want to be a part of the Christmas Club. I just want the Christmas Club check, Kitty. Well, I'm glad that it was better today. I mean, I never know from one day to the other what it's going to be. I look at the whole of it. I look at where we are for the week, for the month. I don't get too worried about it one way or the other. But our Small Business Saturday was better than last Small Business Saturday. Our Black Friday was better than last Black Friday, but that doesn't mean what tomorrow's going to be. Not in this current economic times. These are not indicators to go on, as much as I would like them to be. Okay, in normal times, I could talk about the data trends with this. The data trends don't exist right now. As much as I love data, they just don't. Well, let's get tonight started. We're getting right into things. Let's get tonight started. Let's get our Good Morning, Good Night book going here. We got the Good Morning, Good Night book going here. Tonight, if you are following along, we are on page 196. Good morning. You are perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone but you in the role. Go play. That is our good morning tonight from our Good Morning, Good Night book. But it's an exciting Small Business Saturday. These are exciting things, and I know not everybody had an exciting day, but your day tomorrow could be exciting. That's why don't get your hopes raised or dashed either way. Let's just go for a level playing field here. Let's go for the week, the month. And holding our own in this environment, holding our own. This is how we get to the other side. You can't, hang your hat on a day. You can't hang your hat on a week, a month, and you certainly can't hang your hat on the flipping of the calendar to 2021. Okay, I don't want you hanging your hat on that, because the world isn't changing just because we change the calendar. But we are making progress. We are making progress. And especially if you limit yourself of your news intake, we're making progress. That's why I'm not on all these social things. And then, today when we were getting tweeted about all day, from the secretary was tweeting about us, I was, I just happened to be logged into our online order system, and I said, hey, I wonder if that's the same guy that's the secretary that made an order. And I looked up and it was. And then I'm like, oh, he likes to tweet. I better check Twitter. So there you go. Michelle is with us. Hey, Michelle, great to have you here tonight, brightening our night all the way from Virginia. From Virginia, you are. Yes, you are. Well, it is great to have you all here tonight. What else I got? What do I got for you tonight? I like this quote that I saw. I forget where I got this from. I got this, I stole this from someplace off social media, because it did show up in my good feed. I thought 2020 would be the year I got everything I wanted. Now I know 2020 is the year I appreciate everything I have. I thought 2020 would be the year I got everything I wanted. Now I know 2020 is the year I appreciate everything I have. I even like the graphic. I do. Hey, Krita's here. Well, I'm glad it was okay. It's safety, I'm sorry that the COVID cases are increasing in your area, Krita, but it is, we're going to go through these different waves with things. So it is something like that. Yeah, it really is, Michelle. It's a great quote. It makes you heart. Hey, Vina, how are you? How are you tonight? So, this is good stuff. So, remember, what you believe, you become. And don't let your thoughts hold you back as we work through things. So a lot of you have reached out to me because we talk about, and a lot of you are Andying your community, chose this weekend to Andy your community. We are, with our $2 promotion. Vina's doing 20% off. Kitty's doing $3. Kim is joining us from Texas. Great to have you here, Kim. And, we talked about last night how Andy is had to close again because of the closures in Toronto, and he's a new business, so he doesn't qualify for any government aid. And a lot of you have reached out saying, how can we help Andy, who gave us this great idea and inspired us to think more about our own small business community that surrounds us. And I have Kelly has, at your other closet in Albuquerque, has reached out to Andy several times during this and talked to him. I reached out to him this afternoon. I haven't heard back from him yet. But we're going to find a way that we can support him in whatever way works for us. So I will report back on that once I hear back from Andy. But I threw out a couple ideas to him. I know some of you asked about a GoFundMe. I asked about gift cards that he'd pay it forward with to people in future haircuts or something. Just to get him the support he needs. A little bit of love for his community, for all he's done to inspire us. And I'll keep you posted on it. I'll keep you posted when I hear back from him. He's been great. So let's see what we can do to lift him up, and I'll keep you posted on that, because I know a lot of you have asked. But I will keep you in the loop, because it's pretty awesome. I mean, his idea was pretty off. That was almost in order too. Hang on a second, guys. I dropped my pile. Oh, it stayed nice. All right, here. Hang on a second here. I organized my pile today. He has a Facebook page, and I can drop that, but I wanted to see what we can do to help him because he isn't posting anything about it. I mean, he was kind of depressed with the closure, and I get that. And he's talking about having to work construction and stuff during the closure to be able to survive. You know, we're all doing what we have to do to get to the other side of this. So, you know, I'll post what he tells me. So, I mean, and I'll talk about it here, obviously. So I wanted to give you a few newsworthy notes because it's kind of interesting what people are doing in things. First of all, Simon Malls, the largest mall operator, I think they're the largest. If they're not, they're darn close to it, is serving as a drop-off location. Okay, they've set up, and they're going to be a drop-off location for return. So people are buying more tangible product this year, keeping in mind. So they're taking a page out of Kohl's playbook, okay, where Kohl's gets Amazon returns in their stores and accepts them, and to get you into a Kohl's store and hopefully where you'll buy something. This holiday season, you'll be able to go to any Simon Mall, and they'll accept returns for Gap, Athleta, Vera Bradley, Levi's, and many, many more directly in the Simon Mall. Simon is going to working with this return logistics company, NARVAR, NARVAR, and it's about generating traffic into the mall. So giving you a reason to go back to the mall, even if the store you're looking to return to isn't in the mall, or if you have returns for 5 stores that are in the mall, okay, you can just go to the Simon desk and return everything. Okay, so one-stop returns, but it gets your foot in the mall, it's really quite smart to generate traffic into the mall and to keep people coming in. It's the same reason, what do you call it? FedEx and Walgreens are partnering. Okay, you can go into FedEx, you can drop off your FedEx ground or air to a Walgreens, and you know, for if you have a shipment to go, which is great. I had the Canon printer, my Canon that I had talked about last week. You know, I dropped that off at a Walgreens, and I didn't have to go tracking down a FedEx place because we don't ship with FedEx. So that was really very nice. The outlet mall or outlet malls are making a comeback in this pandemic. So out of retail shopping centers, outlet malls make up about 1% of gross leasable space. Outlet malls do. But they're now accounting for 10 to 11% of all retail shopping center sales. Which is kind of interesting. There are about 215 true outlet centers in the country, and their traffic is doing much better. For example, at the end of September, which is the period of time they had most recent data for, their shopper tracking indoor malls, traffic was off 33% versus the same time frame in 2019. At outlet malls, it was off just 6%. And rent collection is higher at outlet malls as well. It's also cheaper for these landlords to operate because they don't have to heat and cool the common areas of the mall. Are there any other stores taking UPS shipments? I heard of somebody taking UPS shipments. I'm just trying to think of who. I think the office supply places are, Vina, but I'm not positive of that. I am not positive of who's doing UPS, but I'll see if I can find out for you. I want to say the office supply places are. And they, at the end of October, as of the end of October, 92% of rents were paid in outlet centers. So, certainly an area that is doing better, okay, is doing better. Not to be on the negative here, but again, to keep you informed what's happening with brands, okay, you need to understand where brands are. So, especially our clothing stores here, so that you know what's going on. Ace Hardware is taking UPS shipments, according to Jennifer, which is great. So that you know where you are with things coming into your stores for our clothing store operators. Naturalizer is going to close its stores in a shift to online. They're trying to take a page out of Nike's playbook, where Nike's trying to consolidate its distribution, go direct to consumer, DTC. Okay, I think with Nike and all its partnerships and everything else, it works much better than Naturalizer. Naturalizer doesn't have all the sports tie-ins and other things that Nike has going for it. I'm not sure how well they market that as a direct-to-consumer brand. But they own, the company that owns them, the investment group that owns Naturalizer also owns Famous Footwear, Sam Edelman, Alan Edmonds, and other brands. It's only going to leave it with a couple of locations in brick and mortar. So that is interesting. Hang on a second here. Let me just. Oh, that was funny. Hang on, I gotta include that tonight. Those of us who've spent any time visiting New York City know how expensive, or heard anything, know New York City is known for its expensive rents. Rockefeller Center, famed home of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, which will go up soon, they are doing short-term lease deals for one of its first times to give people the opportunity to test their concepts and work through their offering 6-month lease deals. 6 months you can lease a space for in Rockefeller Center, and test your concept in New York City. I don't know that I want to test a concept in New York City, but Rockefeller Center for 6-month lease, I'm still not sure I could afford that. But I found that interesting. The owner, Bath and Body Works, which has been a darling of, has been getting a real lift this pandemic, posted a 55% jump in quarterly sales as demand for soap and hand sanitizer has continued to be strong. And it's helping offset sales. Again, it's diversification. So, part of the lesson in this is not just, good for Bath and Body Works, but it's a little bit of diversification, not having all your eggs in one basket. The people that own Bath and Body Works own Victoria's Secret and other brands, L Brands, which owns all of it, is, by having these multiple buckets, is able to offset when things aren't doing as well. So, some of you clothing stores that have small home decor, have found a way to work in small home decor, it's also, just diversification. It's the same thing Bath and Body Works is doing because home decor is strong right now. So, and clothing hasn't been as strong as people haven't been out as much, and they're only looking from here up and everything else on the Zoom. So, it's just a little bit of diversification. So, I'll argue that pants will be back in, which have been a weak point in clothing stores for years. We'll go through a high point on pants when people return to the office. I'm just that's my crystal ball for you. Hey, Glenda's with us all the way from Canada tonight. Great to have you here, Glenda. National retail growth in October, so reporting October numbers, was led by these cities and categories. So I found this interesting. Atlanta, Houston, and Orlando were the metro areas leading the road to retail recovery. And that's according to MasterCard, where sales in the 20 largest U.S. metropolitan areas were up 4.1% in October, excluding auto. Obviously led in sales in furniture and furnishings, up 20.1%, with Phoenix, Sacramento, Orlando, and Austin experiencing greater than 25% year-over-year growth. Grocery sales are obviously up. Apparel is down. However, warmer cities including Orlando, Houston, and Tampa showed the greatest resilience when it came to shopping for new clothes. So, yes, they are, Kitty. They're going to need the weight. I'm happy that I'm holding. But yes, people are going to need that. Be thinking about what you would do with if you had an extra $1.9 million. So if you had almost $2 million, what would you do with it? I'm going to have that answer in a minute. Starbucks has raised their wages for their baristas. Baristas will receive higher wages of at least 10% starting December 14th. It's mostly to get ahead of minimum wage hikes and remain competitive. As states are raising minimum wage, and I can tell you, you're going to see a national push on wages in the new administration. Okay, you are definitely going to see a push on higher wages, higher minimum wages, and raising the federal minimum wage in the new administrations. Baristas, starting December 14th, people who were hired before September 24th will receive at least a pay increase of at least 10%. Employees who work at a company-operated location will receive an increase of at least 11%, and starting wages will be hiked 5%. So, it is 1.9 million would help you move to a beach. Well, you're gonna be surprised at what 1.9 million did. Uh, Key retail sales. This is year-over-year performance by sector. So non-store retail sales up 31%. No big surprise there. Sporting goods, hobby, and bookstores up 17%. Furniture and home, 7%. General merchandise, 5%. Electronics and appliances are actually down 3%. And clothing and accessories are down 12%. And this is according to the Commerce Department, and I believe this number is through September, although it does not tell me on that chart. You know, I always liked Dolly Parton, and in case you haven't heard, her friend is one of the big scientists over at Moderna. And Dolly is friends with Dr. Naji Abrumadi, who's been involved with the research with Moderna and on a vaccine. And I see Kitty on my screen here with the 1.9. But Dolly donated $1 million. So this isn't my 1.9 story. This isn't my nearly 2 million. But Dolly donated $1 million to help fund that research at Vanderbilt that worked on the virus. And, you know, she's just a big believer in doing good. She's just a good person. There needs to be more like her, and you can get her Very Dolly. I think it's a Very Dolly Christmas. Her new music, Christmas music, at Cracker Barrel, I am told. Okay, so what are we going to do with 1.9 million? Okay, if you had an extra 1.9 million right now, you yourself could have a racing pigeon. I kid you not, a racing pigeon fetched $1.9 million at auction. Excuse me, 1.6 million euros or 1.9 million. It was bred in Belgium, Belgian bred bird. Okay. At the auction was at the Pippa Pigeon Center. Two bidders who were under the pseudonyms Super Duper and Hitman drove up the price by over $300,000, leaving the previous record that a pigeon fetched last year well over $400,000 less. So, you know, the previous pigeon fetched under $1.5 million. I am not making this up. Here's the pigeon's picture. There, you got the pigeon's picture now. Yes, and a Dolly Christmas special on CMT. I mean, it just makes me think better of Dolly, you know, all the time. I mean, she's just good people. Good people. Speaking of good people, you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Self-Care Sunday. Self-Care Sunday, that's the day for you. A day we set aside every week for you to take time for you. Okay? Chill a little bit. And hang on a second, where's my recipe of the week? I got my recipe of the week here. I got a very special recipe this week. There it is. There it is. Hang on a second, under my fallen papers. I got a very special recipe today from a very special friend. And so Self-Care Sunday is all about you taking a little rest. And since the beginning of this, we have made cooking something part of our weekly ritual. And we have the Resale Strong Cookbook at narts.org/resalestrong, REC. That's where you find the Resale Strong Cookbook every week. It's updated every week. All our recipes since the beginning. We're at the end of week 37, 38 here 37, 38 is where we're at the end of it. But we're going to start a new week tomorrow with Self-Care Sunday. And this week I have from lifetime member Patty Acquisto, who also edits the NARTS newsletter every month, proofreads it every month. I have chocolate chip oatmeal cookies, her favorite recipe, okay? And it's got notes in the margins. It doesn't have schmutz, but that's because Patty's a really neat person, okay? So I don't think she would allow schmutz. She probably has a cover on this when it's in the, when she's baking. But but it does have notes. This will go up on narts.org. It's a private Facebook page, probably now. And you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find it at narts.org/resale strong REC in the Resale Strong cookbook by noon tomorrow. Yeah, I'm super excited over this recipe, Jennifer. I really am. I mean, this is a good patty. I mean, this is tight. This recipe is tight on a typewriter. This isn't from a printed book. This is tight on a good old-fashioned typewriter, and I bet you it wasn't one of them there electric models. And she says this is her favorite cookie recipe, so I am very intrigued by it. I don't know that I'm intrigued enough personally to make it, but maybe I can find my peanut gallery to make it. Or maybe I'll have to come to Florida and try Jennifer's version out of it. So I am very excited about that. I was thrilled when I saw she shared that, and I'm glad to share that with the community here and have that be our recipe of the week this week. You too can have a recipe of the week just by emailing it to me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. Everything I talk about here every week, including the recipe of the week and this video, goes over to narts.org/resale strong by noon the very next day. There's a link right there to the YouTube channel. You're Not Alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell so you're notified. I am here every day at more 8 than ish, live in the NARTS private Facebook group. If you have a question in between, you just email me at Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with our Good Morning, Good Night book. Our Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Our Good Morning tonight on page 196 is Good Morning. You are perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone but you in the role. Go play. Our Good Night tonight is Good Night. You are perfectly cast in your life. And with so little rehearsal, too. It's a joy to watch. Thank you. Look at the graphics there, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a cookie palooza. Who knows? We will party again, and I will be there with you when we can. I promise you that. I do. But until then, know that I'll be back here again tomorrow night at more 8 than ish for Self-Care Sunday. Do something to care for yourself tomorrow. Take a breath. You deserve it. Yes, you do. You got to take care of you so you can take care of everybody else. I'll be back here tomorrow night. But until then, know that you and you, but most especially you, yes, you're not alone running this store. It's time for dinner, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.